Hello, my name is Piotr Tuzinek. I'm a lawyer, attorney at law. I'm on the position of the head of the legal department in Occam Capital, Warsaw, and Polish developer, present on the Polish market for almost 20 years. Actually, my involvement in Occam's progress in Warsaw is almost 20 years. So I have this 20-year-old experience in real estate residential market in Poland. And today I would like to introduce some basic informations with respect to the process of buying apartment in Poland, especially about the protection of individuals that are interested in buying apartments in Poland. It's important to say that since 2012, this relation between the buyers and the developers are very detailed regulated in a special regulation. The name is very complicated, but we call it Developers Act, which describes entire set of relations between the seller and the buyers who are individuals. It doesn't concern the companies or businesses, but it protects generally individuals. What is the most important, in my opinion, to be highlighted? In my opinion, I would start with the fact that all financial means paid by the buyer to developer are mandatorily sent to the special account, which is not operated by the developer. It's an escrow account managed by the bank. And the means, the source, the money that are located at this escrow account can be released only according to the schedule of construction after the bank makes all the required checks and inspections, whether this stage is in fact accomplished. And the bank is also responsible for proper management of these sources. There are professional supervisors, technical people that prepares for the bank reports concerning the fact of accomplishment of every stage. So the first protection tool, escrow account. Second protection tool, as I actually mentioned, is the fact that the payments are made from this escrow account only after a certain stage is accomplished. We can define up to 10 stages of each project. There could be less than 10, from 4 to 10 stages. So the money are paid only according to the progress of the construction site. What else is very important to stress? This Developers Act provides a special agreement. That is the agreement signed between the buyer and the developer. It's called Developers Agreement. And the Act provides a mandatory provisions of such agreement, in which we have a detailed information about the project itself, about the timing of the project, about the price, schedule of payments, schedule of construction, provisions regarding rights of every party to withdraw from the agreement, and also provides that penalties, both to the client and to the developer, have to be equal. This agreement, mandatory, has to be signed in the form of notarial deed. So it's very official in Poland. And immediately after conclusion of such an agreement, the notary is obliged to file special information, we call it the motion, to the land and mortgage registry of the property. And by this entry in the land and mortgage registry, each client is registered as a client of, that concluded the agreement for a certain apartment. So in case of the dispute, there are no doubts that there is a formal agreement, and there are also registered in the Land and Mortgage Registry. The client is provided with a warranty of the standard of his apartments. It means that for 5 years, starting from the moment of the handing over of the apartment after it's built, the developer is obliged to fix all the defects of the both apartment itself and of the common property, because every owner of an apartment becomes also a co-owner of a common property, the corridors, the lifts, also the part of the real property on which the building is located. And this liability for the developer lasts for 5 years. The funds are safe due to the fact that they are located on the escrow account, but on top of that, there is a state-owned institution which is called Developers Guarantee Fund. The developers are obliged to pay 0.45% of each contract price to this fund, and it serves as a guarantee in case developers under bankruptcy procedure or insolvency procedure, or in case developer didn't perform its obligation rising from the developer's agreement in a proper way. So the money very well protected. Developer is also obliged to prepare a special information documents for the clients, which is called information prospectus, that describes in details both the project, the standard of the common parts of the building, the standard of each apartment that the client is interested in buying, but there are also details about all the decisions and permits required to start such an investment. There is a description of the zoning in the place where the investment is developed. There are also many informations about neighborhood with the radius of 1 kilometer around the construction site. So the client is fully aware what is to build on the property and what is the status of the surroundings and what are the plans for the surroundings. It's, in my opinion, very important. I would like also to say few informations about how the process of buying apartment looks like. Basically, it's divided for 2 stages. First of all, the client who is interested in buying apartment in Poland concludes with the developer so-called developer agreement that I mentioned before. It's concluded in the form of notarial deed. It's under the supervision of the notary public, and motion from this agreement, it's filed also to the Land and Mortgage Registry of the property. Then, after the construction and after the apartment is handed over to the client and the entire price is paid from the escrow account, the final agreement is concluded. It's also in the form of notarial deed. It's very formalized. And after this final agreement, the client becomes an owner of an apartment and co-owner of a common property. As I mentioned, corridors, gardens, some public areas that are designed for the community. So thank you very much for your time. In case you have any questions, maybe you want to elaborate in detail some of the basic information that I presented, please contact Koren or myself. I remain at your disposal at any time. Thank you very much.